476 or log on to coin.com.
Celebrity Kids plus Yoko Ono on Entertainment Tonight.
What was he up to? Agents detain a man who entered the United States from Canada carrying suspected explosives, and they're not ruling out possible ties to Osama bin Laden. An alleged associate of bin Laden tells CBS News Americans are not being targeted for holiday season attacks. A warning about computer sabotage timed for the new year, and an experimental new weapon in the battle against nicotine addiction.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. While the U.S. State Department is still warning of possible year-end attacks against Americans in the Middle East, the FBI tonight is dealing with what could be a terror threat here at home. And there may be a common element, the shadowy presence of Osama bin Laden. U.S. agents are investigating a possible connection between the fugitive financier and a suspect caught this week trying to smuggle materials for a bomb from Canada into the U.S. CBS's Jim Stewart in Washington is following the story. Jim?
Dan, federal investigators frankly aren't sure what they have yet, but they're not ruling out that it could be the first ever attempt by a terrorist leader, Osama bin Laden, to orchestrate an attack inside the United States. Sources say the man arrested in Port Angeles, Washington this week fits a profile of bin Laden's followers that terrorist experts have been putting together for months.
Under heavy security, the suspect was taken into a Seattle courtroom for a hearing late this afternoon. It was part chance and part hunch that led to his arrest in the first place. Customs agents say they noticed the suspect because he was in the last car on the ferry from Victoria, Canada to Port Angeles and appeared to be nervous. When a female customs agent asked him to step away from the car, he at first refused and then bolted, only to be chased down 2 blocks away.
He was arrested and brought back to that location, and whereupon customs inspected the vehicle, opened up the truck, and they found a large amount of material in the trunk of the vehicle.
Also carrying other papers and a different name. The suspect had booked a room in a Seattle hotel near the Space Needle in the site of a major New Year's Eve celebration. He had California road maps in his rented car and airline tickets to London for mid-January.
Whoever he is and whatever his plans, investigators strongly believe that he wasn't alone. Hotel records in Victoria, Canada show the suspect shared his room there with another man. And investigators say he purchased 2 ferry tickets for the trip to the United States. Customs agents, however, say he was the only person spotted sitting in the car when it docked. Dan?
Jim Stewart. As for the alleged terror plot against Americans in the Middle East, Jordanian officials who arrested 13 suspects in Amman say the plot was financed by a Jordanian exile living in London. The man's accused of being an America hater and a close aide to Osama bin Laden. CBS's Tom Fenton tracked the man down in London today.
Sheikh Omar Abu Omar described himself to CBS News as a simple Muslim teacher falsely accused by the Jordanians of terrorism.
These are lies which the secret service in Jordan usually throw at me.
According to the Jordanians, Sheikh Omar is a close associate of Osama bin Laden, the elusive Muslim leader accused by the U.S. of masterminding the bombings of American embassies in Africa last year. Sheikh Omar denies it all.
I never met bin Laden. I was never one of his men, and I never had connection with him.
Should Americans be afraid, Americans abroad?
This is an American government fabrication, and they are trying to make people afraid of Muslims.
So we don't have to be afraid at Christmas and New Year's.
You will have a happy New Year.
But Barry Atwan, an Arab newspaper editor who has interviewed bin Laden in Afghanistan, believes Americans abroad should take the State Department warning seriously.
I believe they should. We are in the month of Ramadan. The Islamic feeling is very high.
Sheikh Omar is one of a large group of Arab expatriates in London. A number have been arrested and expelled in the past 2 years under the British Prevention of Terrorism Act. Sheikh Omar has been allowed to continue living here despite the fact that 3 years ago, a Jordanian court sentenced him in absentia to life imprisonment for terrorism. And what's more difficult to explain, when I contacted the British Immigration Office this afternoon, they denied having any record at all of Abu Omar. Tom Fenton, CBS News, London.
The FBI is concerned not only about international terrorism in the holiday season, it's also trying to track down reports of a ticking time bomb that could wreck your personal computer. CBS's Wyatt Andrews has a report about this.
Computer owners everywhere, 'tis the season to be wary. The FBI and the biggest computer firms in the country are warning that thousands of new viruses are now on the attack, and some of them are strong enough to crash your system.
We're seeing more viruses in 1 week now than we saw in the last 6 months.
At Computer Associates, Mark Sokol tracks viruses worldwide, and he says it's not just Melissa anymore.
This is probably the most current, most dangerous virus that's around there right now.
This new virus, called MyPics, comes disguised as email sent from a friend.
It says, here's some pictures for you.
And here's what's frightening. MyPics appears to do nothing when you click to open because it's time to go off on January 1st.
I'm simulating the clock turning forward.
Watch when Sokol simulates New Year's Day. The screen goes black. All the data is gone.
So you're telling me that that virus is wiping out the hard drive?
Clear as you bought it new.
If you see that icon, picsforyou.exe,
yes,
what do you do?
Delete the message.
What's alarming about some of these viruses is that they may be lurking in your computer system already. They're dormant now, but set to destroy data just after the start of the millennium.
Our chief recommendation would be don't open the attachments.
In Washington, the General Accounting Office is warning government computer users don't open unknown attachments or even emailed Christmas cards without checking with the sender.
Be wary of Christmas cards?
Yes. If you absolutely positively have to open up the greeting card from your friend, my counsel would be pick up the phone and call them.
Experts say computer owners should update their antivirus software before January 1st. Otherwise, you better watch out. You may get one special holiday gift you dare not open. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Islandia, New York.
The FBI today arrested a Florida teenager for allegedly sending an internet message that threatened violence at Columbine High School in Colorado. Michael Ian Campbell was charged with making threats across state lines. The threatening message prompted officials to close Columbine High 2 days early for the holiday recess and to put off final exams until January. Still ahead on the Friday CBS Evening News, a warning about con artists who prey on fears of Y2K, an experimental vaccine that could help smokers kick the habit, and a preview of 21st century sports on the countdown to 2000.
Professor, tell us about your discovery.
Absolutely. You can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
How is that possible?
Just dial 1010-220. It's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes and just 9 cents a minute after that.
When do you get these rates?
Every hour of every day.
And no monthly fees.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no monthly fees.
I told you they'd love it.
Dial 1010-220.
You know my friend Mr. Moretti. He worries about the arthritis pain in my hands. So he came with me to the doctor. Now I am on a wonderful treatment.
Tylenol Arthritis Extended Relief. It works as well as the leading arthritis prescription, but is much gentler to your stomach.
Mr. Moretti says I have beautiful hands.
Tylenol Arthritis. Take comfort in our strength.
This holiday, over 7 million pets will be homeless. But when you buy a limited edition PetSmart ornament for $4.99, you can help. All proceeds go to PetSmart charities to benefit local homeless animals. Make a pet's holiday wish come true at PetSmart.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods. Now Centrum has the only leading multivitamins with lutein to help maintain your precious sight. Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein.
On the CBS Market Watch, a buying spree on Wall Street pushed all the major stock indexes into record territory today, but only the NASDAQ was still there at the end of the day, gaining 38 points to close at its 54th record high this year. The NASDAQ is now ahead a whopping 71% on the year. The Dow today wound up more than 12 points ahead. There's a growing market for con artists attracted by the growing buzz about Y2K bugs. Just as low-tech, low-life scammers do it, they prey on people's fears and offer a quick fix at a high price. CBS's Jim Axelrod has the lowdown for you on Y2K and Y2K cons.
If there's anybody left sorry to see the millennium craze finally run its course, it may just be the con artists.
There have been a number of these scam artists that moved right in on the rumors about the dangers of Y2K.
Senior citizens seem to be the main targets, grandmothers like Betty Mason.
I really homed in on the 2000, and for that reason, I wanted to know what he had to say about it.
She took a call from a man who promised to make her credit card Y2K compliant if she would give him her account number.
I said, there's no way you will get my credit card number. And he said, bitch, I'll max you out.
Some low-tech scammers are getting into the act as well, pushing this hollowed-out book as the perfect place to stash some cash until we can be sure the banks will open again. The con man then knows exactly which book to steal from their victim's shelf.
There are no bounds on rip-off artists, and you can quote me on that. They will use anything.
Take the company making inflated claims for a gold mine in the mountains of Oregon. When people get hungry goes the sales pitch for the safety of gold amid Y2K chaos. Ethics, morality, and good sportsmanship go out the window. No kidding.
Mrs. Smith, you should be aware that at the start of the year 2000, your bank's computers may encounter problems.
Which is why agencies like New York's Department of Aging are producing instructional videos.
I'm sorry, but I never give personal information out to strangers.
The fear is not everyone will get the message in time. Jim Axelrod, CBS News, New York.
UPS, the United Parcel Service, predicted that today would be its busiest shipping day of the year, 1 week before Christmas Eve. Much of what's being shipped is gifts purchased online. A survey out today indicates e-shopping is not as easy as you might think. 1 out of 4 purchase attempts ended with no sale because the site couldn't take orders, crashed, was blocked, under construction, or otherwise inaccessible. Up next, the CBS Health Watch, a radical approach to quitting smoking. It's an experimental vaccine.
So what will happen to all this now that you're going virtual?
We're not going virtual.
I read you're getting into internet trading, online cash management.
Well, we are, yes.
The end of an era.
Not at all. Online trading and the rest of it are simply new tools we're making available.
You don't have to sugarcoat it for me, but I must tell you, I'm going to miss our little chats.
Nelson, I'm not going away. The office isn't going away.
The coffee? The ticker?
Not going away.
What about the little bull?
Not going away.
Good.
All right, kid. Here we go.
10-9. What do you got? What do you got?
What? Yeah. All right, come on, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bear aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown. Lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bear, powerful pain relief and so much more.
I'm the Black & Decker floor buster. I eat broken glass for breakfast. I eat cat litter for lunch. Let's just say I have an insatiable appetite. I'm the floor buster. I'm built by Black & Decker.
If you wear dentures, imagine how nervous teaching teenagers could make you feel. What if your dentures slipped? But thanks to the all-day hold of Super Polygrip, those days are over. I think that says a lot about the power of Polygrip.
We take our sight for granted in America, but for many people, it's a luxury. Every year, LensCrafters runs Gift of Sight missions to bring sight to needy people around the world.
We change lives with these glasses.
If you drop them off at LensCrafters, we'll get them to people who need them.
And just the look on their face, like, wow. Every single pair matters. And the more we collect, the more people we can help.
Please bring us your used glasses today.
On the CBS Health Watch, researchers are testing what could be a whole new way to help people quit smoking. It's beyond nicotine patches or a cold turkey. This is an experimental vaccine. CBS's Elizabeth Caledon has the facts about this potential anti-nicotine fix.
The main reason people get addicted to cigarettes is that inhaled nicotine stimulates the brain. So researchers in Minneapolis developed a novel technique aimed at keeping nicotine from the brain. an experimental vaccine they think may be the key to preventing addiction.
The vaccine wouldn't reduce withdrawal and it wouldn't reduce craving. It would simply block the effects of a cigarette so that it becomes less worthwhile to smoke.
So far, the vaccine has been successful in lab rats injected with nicotine, reducing the amount of drug reaching their brains by 64%. It works by stimulating the immune system to produce antibodies that bind to nicotine when it first enters the blood, making the molecules too large to get into the brain. Doctors say the technology might also be used for other drugs, including cocaine and speed.
Since addiction is about drugs hitting your brain, if you prevent the drug from getting to your brain, you won't get that psychoactive or stimulating effect.
So, Connell, you mentioned smoke-free.
It all sounds good on paper, but Matthew Bars, a nicotine addiction specialist who counsels people trying to quit, says the rat study does not address the crucial issue of psychological addiction.
Rats don't have to respond to the same cues of needing to have a cigarette after a meal, with a cup of coffee, with an alcoholic beverage, or waking up in the morning.
Smoking is a complex behavior, and vaccine researchers agree there will never be a magic pill to cure it. But with 60 million Americans still smoking, a vaccine would be a much-needed new tool. Tests on people are expected within 3 years. Elizabeth Caledon, CBS News, New York.
The U.S. government says smoking rates among 8th, 10th, and 12th graders held steady or dipped a bit last year for the 3rd year in a row. The same is true for use of most illegal drugs and alcohol. Earlier in this decade, drug and alcohol use by teenagers had been rising each year. On the CBS Evening News next, it may now be easier for disabled Americans to take a job without losing their federal medical benefits.
Yoo-hoo! Ready?
Ready for a better way to get my fiber.
Use your concentration.
New Phillips fiber caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're concentrated, so they're just as effective as Metamucil. New Phillips fiber caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
I may look young, but I still suffer from hot flashes. I discovered a natural way to deal with it. New Healthy Woman from the makers of Monistat. Healthy Woman's a soy menopause supplement that helps relieve hot flashes in a natural way. New Healthy Woman.
Could nasty kitchen germs make you sick? Call in the specialist. Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner not only cleans, but is specially made to kill germs, even ones you don't know about yet. Is your cleaner a specialist? Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner is the only one you need. You have our word on it.
It's that time of year when everyone's going to be peeking into your oven. So get Easy Off.
Easy Off makes oven cleaning easier.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
You know what I like about working at Office Depot during the holidays? Customers like Greg McCormick. He's so nice. His company makes peppermint candy canes, and he loves giving them out to just about everyone while he does his holiday shopping. He also loves saving money on everything he buys. Lucky for us, though, the holidays come only once a year.
That's nice.
All that candy gets to be pretty tempting.
Shop Office Depot, online or in our store.
Thanks for shopping Office Depot.
Here, have a candy cane.
Bye.
Bye.
Exactly 1 year ago, U.S. military planes were bombing Baghdad, punishing Saddam Hussein for kicking United Nations arms inspectors out of Iraq. Today, the UN Security Council voted to send new arms inspectors to Iraq and offer Saddam the chance to get sanctions lifted if he cooperates. Russia, China, and France abstained from the resolution. Iraq immediately rejected it. Saddam insists he has no more weapons of mass destruction and wants the sanctions ended unconditionally. We have an update for you tonight on an Eye on America report about the dilemma facing millions of disabled Americans. They want to work, but many can't for fear of losing their government medical benefits. For at least some, that may have been solved today with the stroke of a pen. CBS News Chief White House correspondent John Roberts reports on a new law, years in the making.
Mr. President, really, it's been a 24-year struggle, you know, for me personally. And
for half her life, Nancy Baker Kennedy was forced to make an agonizing choice between her acting career and health care.
I tossed and turned, which gets very costly because I got to pay that guy to come over and flip me from side to side.
Talented, well-educated, she was forced to live in poverty rather than give up expensive home care and therapy. Like millions of other disabled Americans, every dollar she made put her a step closer to the income threshold that would end her government-funded health benefits.
I have been thwarted and hobbled by trying to make less than $200 a month for 9 months.
On a master's degree.
With a master's degree.
Today, in the shadow of America's most famous disabled person, Franklin Roosevelt, President Clinton signed into law a bill to relax income restrictions on eligibility and allow disabled people to work.
Roosevelt felt he needed to keep his wheelchair from public view. Most people believed being disabled meant being unable, though he proved them wrong every day.
The measure won praise from the disabled, but doesn't end their frustrations. The federal government must still convince states to sign on to the deal.
I'd like to say the war is over. I'd like to say on this sunny, beautiful day, it's all put to bed. But what this really is, you know, the shovel's been put in the dirt, important dirt, and the ground has been broken.
Advocates for the disabled say the battle ahead is to put pressure on state governors to get on board. About a dozen have indicated their willingness to implement the measure, but advocates admit there are some states out there that may be predisposed not to do it. Dan? John Roberts. Notre Dame's football took a light slap on the wrist today from the NCAA. The football team got a 2-year probation because of favors and gifts players accepted from a wealthy booster. This penalty does not affect Notre Dame's television contract or its eligibility for money-making postseason bowl games. Ahead on the CBS Evening News, athletes of the next century. How much bigger, better, badder, or better paid can they be?
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Excite, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
If my friend used this at work secretly and she won, would her boss get the money?
No, your friend would get the money.
It's good to know.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Out here, I'm in command. So am I supposed to say, slow down, guys, I'm constipated? I don't think so. You try to eat right. Sometimes you can't. Harsh chemical laxatives, they can kick in whenever and wherever. Not an option. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. It's got 100% natural fiber. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Good morning, Mr. Schwab.
Introducing Velocity from Schwab, the new incredibly powerful online trading software system. With the power to place multiple orders at one time, it's fast and smart. And, if you'll pardon the expression, cool.
That was a lot of fun. And these are $1 million.
The new Blue's Clues Edition Gateway Astro PC was made to hold the kids' interest. It's got 4 Blue's Clues titles, and it's an internet-ready Gateway PC to keep them learning. It's $899 with an Intel Celeron processor. Order by the 20th for guaranteed Christmas delivery.
100 years ago, people said no human being could run a 4-minute mile. But in 1954, Dr. Roger Bannister did. And in 1999, the record is under 3 minutes, 44 seconds. It's the same story for most athletic records in the 20th century. So where does it end? CBS's Bill Geist looks at the future of sports on the countdown to 2000.
In the 20th century, sports have gone from games played by amateurs for fun and excitement.
Now to one. Here's Jordan.
Yes! To a mega business, open 24 hours a day, serving up huge helpings of sport. Players that are bigger and better than ever.
How big are players going to get?
I don't know. Never knows. You know?
George Mirashan is a 7-foot, 7-inch basketball player. At current growth rates, there will be players 9 feet tall in the year 2050. How high will salaries go? 30 years ago, the average baseball player made $25,000 a year. Today, the average is $1.4 million. At that rate, 30 years from now, average players will make $78 million. The best players, $1 billion.
I'll guarantee you, no matter what the tickets cost and how rotten the athletes are, the stands will still be filled come 2060, 2070. I think sports has always been important.
Important? Today, it's all sports all the time, in every shape and form. Now there is this. And this. And this. Not to mention this.
There's ballroom dancing in the Olympics now. There's no shame in the Olympics.
It seems like massive overload. It's painful. Except our whole sports metabolism has changed.
Insatiable is what it seems to be. We want every time, I think. You know, we've now gone a little too far. No one's going to watch this, or nobody cares about this. I'm wrong.
ESPN announcer Chris Berman has seen the all-sports channel go from an iffy proposition to an empire.
There's ESPN, there's ESPN2, there's ESPN Classic, there's ESPN News, there's ESPN Radio, there's ESPN International in over 20 languages, there's ESPN the magazine, there's ESPN.com.
Not to mention the ESPN restaurant where we were sitting. Where can sports possibly go from here?
We'll be watching basketball players that dunk with their knees.
Players are so big and so talented that the sports themselves may have to become more challenging. How about moving backboard? Or just imagine how you might spice up golf.
Here at the final green, the entire championship is riding on the broad shoulders of Tiger Woods. Here comes the cup guard. It's going to be close. Did he get it? No, it's in the cup. Tiger Woods is the champion. A tough day for cup guard Geist.
I got another idea. For swimming, we'll put alligators and piranha fish in the pool. That'll help the records a lot.
All agree that sports in the 21st century will somehow become even more pervasive, more bizarre. And we'll be watching. Bill Geist, CBS News, on the countdown to 2000.
And that's part of our world tonight. Don't forget Face the Nation with Bob Schieffer Sunday morning and Sunday evening, 60 Minutes. Here's Morley Safer.
When research proves a brand-name drug no better than a cheaper generic, don't they have to tell you that? Nope, but 60 Minutes will on Sunday. And if you think your town is up to its ears in cell phones, wait until you hear what Helsinki sounds like. 60 Minutes Sunday.
And we hope you'll tune in again Monday to the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting from New York. Have a great weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.